Hi, good afternoon. I'm joined by Rowe, who is a Amazon best-selling #1 author. Good afternoon.
Absolutely crazy.
Look at you smiling your head off, and I'm loving the curls. Here you are.
Oh, my cheeks are so sore.
Oh, Laura Rowe. Oh, Laura, do you know, everybody that I've worked with on this book has been a joy to work with. You've been such a wonderful group. And you were one of the only people that I sort of really knew properly that I'd actually met before we started the journey. And in a way, that was a little bit more intimidating for me because I felt like there was masses of expectation and different things. But it has been the most glorious journey. And to see you, like your title, I don't think it's a secret now, people have bought it, is The Lotus. And you have literally been the Lotus. You started so closed it up. So I want to do it, but I want to do it, but I'm not a writer. I think I can do it, but I'm not sure if my story, to blooming. And what you have delivered is the most glorious chapter. And
Thank you.
I've loved getting to know you more. I've loved being like in this group with you. It's been fab. So you did it. You did it. All those months of worrying, of stressing, of panicking, because you have, haven't you?
Yeah, I definitely have. I think my main concern when I started this with you was that I'm not a writer. I can't, well, my words, how many times I've said it to you, I can't write. I couldn't, the thought of me writing a book just seemed so far away. I knew I wanted to do it, but it just seemed really unreachable. Because I don't feel like I can write in a way that people want to read, if that makes sense.
And we've had these conversations as we've gone along, and you're still not accepting it, but you are far more of a writer than you give yourself credit for. Nobody has written your chapter for you. Your chapter holds its own in that book with everybody else's. It's powerful. It's inspiring. Your words are beautiful. So I'm sorry, Laura, you're going to have to back down and admit that you're a writer.
Okay, I'm a writer. I'm an author.
And we did get to the understanding where we decided it's because your way of thinking is more black and white, isn't it? Whereas natural writers that find it natural, basically it's things like metaphor and symbolism, and it's all that sort of stuff that you're associating with being a writer. But there's different styles of writing, and non-fiction is more factual. And although I know you found it a challenge, when you got to grips with it, it did flow, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was my main worry. I couldn't, what's the word? I wanted it to be a bit more, frilly is not the right word, but easy to read because I do write how I speak, but then I suppose that makes it a bit more authentic as well, doesn't it?
But you didn't want it just to be like this happened, then this happened, and this happened. But you have, and that's why, within the process, the process is very structured, isn't it? And I know that suited you because you like to know where you are. And so, we had a session on planning, how, a detailed plan, an editing session, re-editing, and so on. And I think it's when you start, you're thinking about the end product, but the end product is 6 months down the line. You've literally got to trust the process. And it's something that gets said a lot, but it is so true. And it's enjoying the process and the step by step. And the first draft that you did isn't as good as the one that's been put out there, because it's not.
It was better than I thought. I thought it'd be red penned all the way through, and it wasn't. I was in shock. I thought that something had gone wrong.
No, it was really good. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it was a bad first draft, but your final draft
to build from
is much better because we build from it. And I think that limiting belief that you'd had that you're not a writer really, was there. And I'm just glad that, you did it and that you didn't let that because you could have let it stop you, couldn't you? And you could have.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, that little inner bitch was on the shoulder the whole way through the whole process. So we were in a bit of a battle with each other, but that what I've learned through this process has just been incredible. From I do have a lot more belief in myself when it comes to writing, and I have learned that I do overthink a little bit.
That's fine.
It's fine. We all do it.
We all do it, but it's because you care. Anytime where you've been overthinking, or it's because you care and you want it to be amazing. And why would we do anything if we didn't have that? You've got to care. You can't just be blasé and just bang out a book, and because it'll end up being rubbish, and that ultimately is going to impact your image of your brand, because this is an asset now for you in your business. You're going to be getting your copies, and I've got a feeling the hinger. You're going to have your own version published with your name on it. So you're going to be speaking at events and sharing your book, and you want that story to be fully aligned with your business. And I think that's
no pun intended.
No pun intended. That's what you did. And I know your brand is so unique to you, and down to your imagery, your branding, colours, all of that. And I know, again, this sat a little bit out of your comfort zone, because the book doesn't have your colours on it, and it doesn't have the Laura finish to it. But what I loved when I read on one of your comments yesterday is that the whole message of it, everything that the women are sharing, is fully aligned to you, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was more important beyond anything else, is our reason for this book, the words that we've got in the book, the connections that even we've made as authors together through this lived experience. Now it was so much more important than.
Oh God, and we missed you on the morning call, because you were obviously on the school run.
Yeah.
A few of us got together to sort of just officially launch, and we were talking about this collaboration and how the bonds that have formed, and it must be like what it's been like on being on I'm a Celebrity or something, getting thrown in the deep end and writing a book together.
Survived the Bush Tucker trial.
But those bonds and friendships, and it is. And that was why this was my heart project. This was something that I just had this calling to do. Now, I don't tend to say those types of phrases. That's not my sort of thing. But I just had this vision of this book, and I was writing my own bloody book at the time, and I was probably procrastinating from that, if I'm honest, and I learned on something else. But I just had this vision. So, like Mama's Ignited, it's all about bringing that power and strength. And as an ex-English teacher and a writer, like for me, words are your soul, and that's how you bring it out. Yeah. But in doing so, you do have to relive some of that hurt. So how did you find going back? Because there's parts of this that you've not shared with your son. Some of your audience might not know. How did you find reliving some of those parts?
So it has been a journey. It definitely has been a journey doing this. And I think when I first decided that I wanted to be part of this collaboration, I knew that I dealt with a lot of my demons. I'd done a lot of so much work on myself through everything that's happened to me in the past. But something happened that I wasn't expecting when I started to open up the box again and delve back into the past. And when you're in that writing process, even though you don't think it at the time, the more you start to write, the more you start to really, it's like looking back, like hindsight. You start to see things that you may not necessarily have spotted at the time, and all of these things started to connect even more in my story that I tell people. They were building and increasing, and it did make me realize that there was a few things I thought I dealt with that I hadn't. We're all human. There are things in art from.
They come up to bite you, don't they?
They definitely do. And I found I spent a long time during those writing weeks in in contemplation, in reflection, in not over analyzing, but it was always at the forefront of my mind again, partly so I could write the chapter, but partly because there were little niggly things that I hadn't actually dealt with that I thought that I had. So it was an interesting process. It was a bit up and down, I'm not going to lie. You know, it wasn't, I sat down and I wrote all of this out and it was absolutely perfect. You know, when you said before, nobody wrote this for me, I do remember saying to you, please, can you just write it? It's too hard. Can you just finish it for me? Because, you know, you do go through these waves of emotion whilst you're writing. And it's not easy, but it's so worth it. And that's what kept me going, because I knew the way I was feeling was nothing compared to someone who may be reading the book who is still in that space, who really needs to hear what I have to say and know that, yes, I've lived through these things and I used those darker spaces, those lower spaces, as a springboard, as an elevator to move me out of that rather than stay in that space for too long. So just any wobbles or anything that I was having, I knew was all going to be worth it and nothing in comparison to somebody, even if it's only one person that picks that book up and really needs it. I had to just
do it. And I think, you know, when people see, like you spoke of Be Inspired this time, like when people see you on stage so together and collected and grounded, and you know, you look like this massive together person, which you are, but it's easy to look at you and think, well, it's all right for her, you know, she's got this great business and this great life, and you know, and I think it needs to be told that the grit and the shit, you know, everybody, it's a choice to move through it. And you know, you can get fixated on the negativity, you can stay in the dark, and some of us do for longer than we should, but we can all come out of it. And I think, you know, your audience will connect with you even more when they, because I know I did, and I thought I knew you a little bit, not massively, but when I read your story, I had even more admiration and
thank you.
More as an expert, because it's like, well, she's living proof. This is living proof of day to day. And I also know there's even more of your story that wasn't relevant.
I could actually fill a whole book, I think.
And, you know, if you need a one-to-one, you know, copywriter, I'm available, because I know
you are absolutely going to be holding my hand. Absolutely. When I do this, your help and support was absolutely invaluable. I'm not just saying that because I'm looking at you. We've had conversations already. You know how much I valued and really, really needed your support and guidance while we did this. So, you know, thank you so much. Without you giving me the confidence, I probably would have just waited for the next time. And, you know, I'm so glad I did it.
Oh, thank you so much. And it does. And I can remember you, I knew from the start that you were going to need that support. And I offered it you.
I was completely honest. I needed it.
I was like, no, you know, that support is there. But, you know, your first draft, you know, credit to you, because I think if people put the time into the thinking and the planning, you can't just sit down at an empty screen, can you? You've got to, but we do quite a lot at the start, don't we, on finding
so much prep and support. Yeah.
It really is a step-by-step process that helps you on your journey. So as of tomorrow, people are going to be able to buy Laura Rowe's published book. And a little birdie tells me that you've just had a delivery.
Just a few minutes before we came live,
You've got them there, really, have you?
It's unopened. I've got the box here. Shall we do it now?
Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me just get a bit. There we go.
Oh my God, you haven't even looked.
I haven't looked. It's here.
Alive.
Okay. Right, there's that one. It's like Christmas Day.
VIP.
I need the strength. I have to stand up.
Laura's VIP versions. Her name on. Rachel's got goosebumps. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, it feels so strange. Oh my goodness. Guys, look at this.
Oh, I've got goosebumps.
Oh, wow. Oh, it feels so weird. I mean, obviously, I've seen the cover, but to have my name on the cover.
Look at the spine. Look at the spine as well.
Oh my goodness.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And you're right at the front. Your chapter's right at the front.
Just trying to see if my picture's there. Yeah, there it is. Look.
Yay, there she is. Oh, you're just large.
Oh,
well done. You're incredible. So you've got an amazing supportive squad of people, and people have been buying the Kindle like I've looked at the chart and it's boom, every time I look it's gone up. So we've already hit number 1 in 6 categories, which is just off the scale.
It's incredible.
2, 4 and 6 in a few other categories, so we need to keep pushing. So anybody that's gone to work and you've not had a chance to download it, don't think we're stopping
Still
now.
got time.
We want to wipe the board with all the categories, and then from tomorrow you will be able to order Laura's. So I assume people that are local to you can do a pickup, and are they?
They can. They can. There's copies. There is copies. If anyone wants to drop me a message, you can pick up, definitely.
But then, if not, you can be able to. So it's only the same as ordering on your Kindle. You just will click the link that Laura gives you and order it, but it will mean that you will get Laura's very special copy with her name on. And you know, as an author, you know. Honestly, it's the most unbelievable thing. And when you line them up and you look at other people's books and then your name's next to it,
it feels so strange. I feel really proud as well. Do you know, it's been a long time coming, and I feel really, really proud.
Should feel proud.
I feel a bit emotional.
Feel
oh
it.
My goodness.
You should feel proud. I'm proud, and. I was speaking on the last interview with Faye about a book that she read that was really inspirational. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And that is literally what you've done. You stepped into your fear. You stepped into your unsafe zone, which is writing. And you did it because you knew for the greater good, it was going to be a great journey, a great asset for your business, a great opportunity, but you felt the fear and did it anyway. And so it's not just the writing that you should be proud of, it's that grit and determination.
Thank you. So if anything, if I can do this, anybody can do this. I thought it would be so much harder, and it's actually not.
You know, you're writing about yourself, but it's having the people around you, you know. So you had training from Abigail, from myself, you had feedback from Deanne, feedback from me. You know, you've got that supportive network with Lucy Crane, you know, the whole team at Author. I can't thank Authors & Co enough, and Nikki Killen, who did all our countdown media stuff. You know,
graphics,
the graphics. I mean, it's been an unbelievable, and actually, you know, as a package, we got like the top tier support from Authors & Co, which as an author for myself, I didn't get all of that when I published my own book. So we've got literally the all bells and whistles. We've got national PR going out. We've already got something going out. You're featured in it, actually. Female First are doing an exclusive linking us to Channel 4's SAS, She Who Dares Wins, about resilience and our power. They've picked it up.
How exciting is that? Amazing.
I will let you know when that comes out. So your story, it is the Lotus. I'm not going to give it away. We've sort of hinted a few things for it. It's all what, you know. Is there an overwhelming message that you want to sort of people to take from it?
I think the most important message that I've tried to weave all the way through my chapter is the importance of understanding the impact stress has on the body. So obviously I'm not going to tell all of the chapter, but I have lived an extremely high stressful life. A lot of it through my own doing, a lot of it through external reasons as well. And it just has resulted in long-term illness and sickness and undiagnosed things that now, as we move on, we've learned that they were all stress-related illnesses. So for me, I think the most important message was letting people see everything that I've been through and where that has brought me to today. And obviously, all of this is a huge success, but my health has struggled and still does struggle a lot because of the amount of stress that I put my body through. So if anything, my chapter is an example of what not to do. And a way of showing you how important it is to look after your mental health, because that really does, it's intrinsically connected to our physical health as well.
Yeah, and that connection, and that's sort of what I was meaning when I was saying, like, you look like a vision of health from the external, but you know that's because you've put a lot of these strategies and interventions in place. I mean, you run the most wonderful retreats. If anybody hasn't looked at Laura's retreats, go and check them out. I am so getting signed up.
Amazing.
I saw that picture of you all in that conservatory on like beds with duvets and masks. I was like, oh my God, I want to be there.
It was incredible. We literally only got back Monday morning from the last one, and I've hit the ground running with this.
Full steam ahead.
It was the most incredible weekend, and I think the one that is coming up again, I've got another one coming up in September. I think as of today that might be fully booked, but we will double check.
They just sell out in minutes, don't they? Every time I see one, they're literally sold out. So I think
the first one sold out in 90 minutes. I couldn't believe it.
I think I need a bit of inside info of when the next one's coming.
Okay. You guys will hear it first.
Oh, what Laura said, basically, this is my future dream. Oh, so to run retreats and things as well.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, they're so rewarding. I absolutely love them. The best time with the best people. It's just incredible.
But don't be shy to continue to sell this book. Get some copies of it printed. So when you go on your retreats, take them with you, sell them.
Yeah.
You know,
they come into all of my pop-up wellness events as well. I do pop-ups all over the city. They'll be with me.
Absolutely, because this is an ongoing asset now in your business. We know we can't just sell it today and then like tick, wrote a book. You know, you want to continually get people reading your chapter, reading your message. We have spoke about possibly getting it out on Audible at some point as well, because I know some people prefer audio. So that's a watch this space. I think we all just needed to get this out of the way first before we start thinking about Audible. But I know if the demand's there, it's something that I'm up for if other people are.
Absolutely.
You know, so that you're not
seeing feel even stranger.
But you've not seen The Last of Us yet, and this is literally the beginning now. This is where the good stuff starts, because you've got that. And I think as a speaker, having my own book, my Stop Ironing, Start Living, it's a great thing to speak about and take to events, and you know it's never going to go away. I went to a business event on Friday, and Elizabeth, that organised it, Elizabeth McQuillan from Flamingo, she said, bring some copies of your book. And I was like, oh, that's really kind of you, thank you. And I sold 5 copies. And then one of those ladies is now speaking to me. She wants to be in the next collaboration, you know.
Oh, that's incredible. You're right, it should continue.
So from buying one copy of my book, you know, and it's basically like an amazing business card, isn't it, where somebody can really see you. So just never shy away from sharing it and being proud.
Definitely not today. I'm going to be waving it. I'm going out later for some lunch. I'm going to take it with me.
Just actually hand it around
under my arm, have it on the dinner table.
When we all meet, we'll after all get a photograph of us all holding our own with our names.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that. I feel like it's too far away. I want it now. I want to see everyone and hug everyone.
We're going to be having a celebration event. It will be a ticketed event, so watch this space if you want to come and celebrate with us. It will be in July, and I'm thrilled for that. Oh, Laura, thank you so much. What's coming up next? Anything exciting for us to watch out?
What do I have coming up next? I've got a few speaking events coming up. I've got some festivals coming up over the summer. So give me a little follow. You'll find out where they are and when they are. Again, the wellness retreat in September, I think as of this morning, is sold out. But there will be another one coming up. Maybe the end of the year, maybe the beginning of next year. And I've got offer on at the moment for my wellness membership. So because it's 12 months, it's been active this year. This month, we have loads of offers and stuff. So if anyone is interested, come and give me a little shout, and I can give you some little discounts to be able to join in that wellness membership as well.
I definitely need a recording of you doing a meditation, because when we did that meditation at Be Inspired with the mask on, oh my gosh, I just felt amazing. And I filtered out all the noise, and I was just in that moment, and it was just wonderful. So yeah, I need to prioritize time for me in that regard, definitely.
Absolutely. Laura, and in saying that, you've just made me realize that I will have a podcast coming out very soon, and it's all around making time. So making time work for you.
Is this your own podcast?
This will be my own. I'm just in the process. It was because you said making time. I was like, oh, perfect segue.
Massive thing in my business that's just casually, oh my gosh, you're getting your own podcast. That's awesome.
My head's in the book.
Well, listen, when the podcast is coming out, get me in your launch team. We'll be all over it. You'll have all of our backing. But yeah, you're right. You've been in Project Book. You can only do that. You just like me, take on all the things.
All of them. I want them all because they make me feel good.
Let's do all the things, and then we'll just have a mini break. We'll just have a mini breakdown, and then we'll do all the things again.
Well, we just need a retreat with me. We'll get over it, and then we'll start again.
Oh God, I'm off to Cyprus tomorrow. That's my retreat. I can't wait.
Have the best time. Thank you so much. You really deserve a good break.
Oh, thank you. It has been an absolute pleasure and a joy, and I know I'm going to miss it. Really going to miss it, and it will always have a special. It's always going to have a special place in my heart, because there will be another collaboration, but this will always be my first.
Thank you so much for having me be part of it with you. Let me get mine up as well.
Thank you for trusting me. I've got goosebumps. Lots of love. See you later.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.